Wow, what are orphan drugs? Are they related to orphans? Maybe I can find Professor George to know more about it. Hi, Miss Susan. Do you have any idea where is Professor George? I need to see him to ask him a few questions.
Yes, Randy. Professor George is returning back to his office after a meeting. Please wait for a moment while he is on his way back.
Hi, Randy. It has been a while since your last visit here.
Professor, can you tell me what are orphan drugs? Are they related to orphans?
Orphan drugs are medical products that are developed to diagnose and treat rare diseases where there are no other forms of available treatment for the disease. Orphan drugs are, in a way, related to orphans, due to the fact that they are intended for treatment of diseases that are orphaned, that results from limited research conducted. In the past, drug industries have always focused on producing drugs for common diseases, thus neglected a small group of patients suffering from rare diseases. This is because pharmaceutical companies find it difficult to market the orphan drugs due to a small market of patients. Furthermore, pharmaceutical companies are also afraid to incur financial loss from the cost of extensive research and development when manufacturing orphan drugs.
Hence research attention on patients suffering from rare diseases is limited. Am I right, Professor?
Yes, you got it right, Susan. Having said so much, Randy, do you know what does it mean by rare diseases? Let's find out more from our junior scientist, Jane. Jane, are you there?
Thanks, Professor George, for the detailed explanation. Now, I will show you what is the requirement for the disease to be defined as rare diseases. For United States, diseases are considered rare when it affects fewer than 200,000 people. As for Europe, the disease is considered as rare when it affects fewer than 1 in 2,000 people. Examples of rare diseases are Opitz trigonocephaly syndrome and Angelman syndrome. Back to you, Professor.
Come, Randy. Follow me to the lab and I will further elaborate.
Sure, I would love to. Class, follow me.
This is the lab, where we conduct our research activities. Orphan drugs are one of the class of drugs that we are currently researching on, recognizing that there are not enough drugs for rare diseases being manufactured. The Orphan Drugs Act was passed in U.S. in 1983. This offers benefits for pharmaceutical companies, which drew the attention of the companies to develop and market orphan drugs. Drug discovery refers to the process where new candidate drugs are produced. The process is usually quite long, which is about 6 years. For orphan drugs, potential lead compounds are being found by various methods. These include high-throughput screening, biotechnology, and de novo. High-throughput screening, or HTS, is a small-scale testing that is automated, which can test a large number of compounds. For biotechnology, it involves using living systems to create biological molecules. Lastly, for de novo method, it means creating new molecules from scratch.
Professor, can you further elaborate on what methods are used to discover orphan drugs? I'm sure that my fellow classmates from 2PO2 would love to know.
Let me see what we have here. My folder on the orphan drugs discoveries. Drug discovery can be achieved by drug repositioning, whereby drug compounds are repositioned, finding the connections between existing drugs and orphan diseases. However, drug repositioning is a difficult process. It aims to find a new indication of existing drugs and maximize the potential of it.
Okay, Professor. Thanks for your time. Now, I have a deeper understanding of orphan drugs. Bye.
Class, today's topic would be about orphan drugs. Do you know something about orphan drugs before we start the lesson?
Miss Chloe, I know. What about you, 2PO2? Do you know?